19 minutes after 11 is the time. I'm just having a little look at the CV of Steve Brine, the politician to whom we will turn our attention shortly. He did actually lose the Conservative whip in 2019 because he supported the Benn Act, which was, of course, designed to prevent a no-deal Brexit. So fair play to him for that. Makes me feel slightly uncomfortable sharing the line I'm about to share next. There is only one thing worse than successful journalists who go into politics, and that is unsuccessful journalists who go into politics. Prior to his political career, Brine worked as a BBC radio journalist and in public relations, which perhaps explains why he is so furious with the BBC. Who would want to be a Conservative MP when they could be a hugely successful radio presenter? Answer, nobody, really. Can't think of anyone off the top of my head. But there you go. It is what it is, and he's making the best of it. And he was in Select Committee yesterday talking to the chairman of the BBC, Tim Davie, in terms that are frankly staggering. This is Parliament, parliamentary business. It's a Select Committee where the obsession that the editor-in-chief of the Daily Mail and the editor of the Daily Telegraph and all of them have with Gary Lineker's Twitter account has now, by a process of ludicrous osmosis, infiltrated the seat of government itself. Absolutely breathtaking. Have a listen to this.
I've talked to Gary. I think he was doing thousands of tweets, and I think overall the behaviour, in terms of where he is, I think he's in a lot better state. He is not at the standard of a news and journalist. He shouldn't be a news and current affairs executive. But overall, I think that conversation goes on. I'm very supportive of Gary. I think he's a brilliant presenter. And I think it is work in progress in terms of where he draws the line. But we've had a good conversation. I think he understands the guidelines. But I'm not.
When you had that conversation, does he say, "Okay, yeah, let's do this then, Tim. Let's go through this. Let's tick this box," or does he sort of say, "Yeah, I've screwed up again"? I mean, we're paying Gary £1.35 million. I mean, he's down 10 grand on last year, but I'm sure he'll get by when his energy bill comes in. But I mean, we're paying him £1.35 million, and he's a brilliant pundit on football.
He is, yeah.
And he's entertaining.
He is.
I don't care what he thinks about water quality. Why should we be paying him? My constituents
don't follow him on Twitter, then, you complete doofus.
If they don't pay it, they go to prison for somebody to give their opinion on water quality.
Well, with respect, you're not paying him to
but he's doing
tweet.
it.
And I think he is. My view is that overall, if you look in the round, I think people are smart enough to see this. Look at this sensibly. I think Gary and I have had conversation that says, and I think he's seen a massive improvement to where he was a few years ago in terms of his entry into party politics. I think that banning people completely from getting to any issues-based tweeting is probably the wrong position to do, but there's a standard there. We talk about it. I'm very supportive of him.
Tim Davie there, the chairman of the BBC, speaking to the Select Committee on Digital Culture, Media and Sport. Do you want to know how stupid Steve Brine is? I mean, this is spectacular stupidity. It's quite incredible, and thanks to another pal of mine who's a sporting legend for pointing this out, Brian Moore, a former scourge of front rows across the northern and southern hemispheres. So, since becoming an MP, Steve Brine has tweeted about football. Yeah, can you see the problem here? So Gary Lineker is paid to present football programmes on the BBC. Stupid Steve Brine somehow thinks that he's actually being paid to tweet his opinions about sewage. Shall I share some of the opinions that stupid Steve Brine is upset about? Liz Truss will be Prime Minister, and the fourth in 6 years, they appear to be following the Watford FC policy. I'll explain this joke to Keith. Watford changed their manager a lot. All right? So that's why that is funny. I'm not claiming Gary Lineker is Eric Morecambe, by the way, by any stretch of the imagination, nor would he. Here is the offensive tweet. This is what offended stupid Steve Brine, who, despite being paid by taxpayers to be an MP, has tweeted about football. I'll even read you the tweet in a minute. As a politician, how could you ever, under any circumstances, bring yourself to vote for pumping sewage into our seas? Question, which you're welcome to answer. Unfathomable, he says. Again, possibly a pun on fathoms. Again, he's not exactly Eric Morecambe, is he? So that's what stupid Steve Brine is upset about. And then, because I am something of a Twitter Jedi, I'll find for you now the example of stupid Steve Brine tweeting about football. So this is how stupid he is. Unbelievable scenes at Old Trafford. Liverpool are very good and Man United are very poor right now. But in my opinion, the Premier League has a problem. There are really only 3 teams who can win this league, which is only one better than a very Scottish kind of situation. No, me neither, frankly. Absolute gibberish. But he did it while an MP. Oh, Lord, I've just noticed that he follows me. I'm sure that situation will be changed momentarily. So, Gary Lineker, who is not paid to tweet. He is paid to present football programmes. When he's not working, he tweets, including tweets like, as a politician, how could you ever, under any circumstances, bring yourself to vote for pumping sewage into our seas? Shouldn't be doing that, apparently, because his salary comes out of licence fee payment. However, Steve Brine, whose salary comes out of the public purse, is tweeting about football on just last year. What a muppet! I mean, that level of idiocy you would need to think, well, I'm going to tweet about football despite being an MP, but someone who is a football presenter shouldn't be tweeting about politics. It's hilarious, right? So why do they care so much? His brain is so boiled that he doesn't realise how stupid he's been rendered. And I think he's been rendered this stupid by the Mail and the Telegraph and the media coverage, the obsession with Gary Lineker's Twitter account.